The countdown is on. I proved without a shadow of a doubt that I am the greatest wrestler of all time.
Jeff.
The bottom line. Scott Hall, the #1 contender. I will also make you, Jeff Jarrett, the #1 contender. And at Super Brawl, you both will face Sid Vicious at a 3-way dance. And you know what? I think tonight we're gonna have Jeff Jarrett against Sid Vicious.
Woo! It's the package. He's got the ball back. It's the Nature Boy.
Now here comes Flair's kind of wrestling match.
It's the lovely Miss Elizabeth.
She's as smart as they come.
Hulk Hogan, you are not a big one. You are an obstacle that a man like Ric Flair will walk over. Woo! And as for Terry Funk, the total package will break you in two.
The package is taking a big chunk out of Funk.
Woo!
What a bombshell.
You know what? Guess what? He wants it a title match, let it be a title match.
I can't believe, I don't know who in the hell they think they are.
And here comes Jeff Jarrett to the ring. His U.S. title is going to be on the line against Sid Vicious.
See, I've never held 2 belts at one time, so it might be just a little bit sweet.
Sid Vicious out to knock his block off here.
Look at Sid. Sid's a monster. He's a maniac. He just keeps coming and coming. He's like Frankenstein. And now Jarrett's on him. There's a sleeper. I think he is out. Here's a chance for Jarrett.
Oh, and then down goes Sid. He just beats Sid again. Can he score the hat trick at Super Brawl?
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Thunder, and the countdown is on. We are now just 4 days away from Super Brawl 2000, the World Championship Wrestling Featherweight pay-per-view tradition. We're in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at the Spectrum. I'm Mike Tenay, joined by Bobby the Brain Heenan, and Brain, things are heating up at a fever pitch as we get closer and closer to one of the biggest cards in WCW history. It's this Sunday at Super Brawl as Terry Taylor from the WCW Executive Board makes his way to the ring, and I understand we have a huge announcement from Mr. Taylor.
Ladies and gentlemen, I stand before you as an official representative of the WCW Executive Board. A lot of times it is my honor and privilege to come out and give you good news. Well, don't have real good news tonight. In light of the incidents, many guitar shots by Jeff Jarrett on Sid Vicious, and an altercation last night involving Sid Vicious and Scott Hall at a hotel, the committee has come up with the following decision. The NWO, with their scheming, and also the outsiders to protect Sid Vicious, the WCW World Heavyweight Champion, and the main event at Super Brawl, Sid Vicious has reluctantly agreed to leave the building.
I think that's a good call by the WCW Executive Board. Let's get it settled in the ring on Sunday.
That's the way I think we should do it. Now what's going on?
Well, obviously, representatives of the New World Order as we hear the music, led by Jeff Jarrett, and he's got the Harris brothers with him.
You know, talking about what happened last night in New York City, or Monday night in the hotel there, you can just see the way things are heating up.
Oh, there's no question, Brain. Emotions at an absolute fever pitch. Tensions, well, they're always turned up just before a major event like SuperBrawl. We expect this to be an out-of-control, very hot edition of Thunder here on the Superstation because we're just 4 days away.
Music off now. I am so sick and tired of the executive committee coddling, protecting their chosen one, the big local yoko goof, Sid Vicious. Week after week, they come up with some kind of plan to screw me, the man with all the stroke around this place, to try to screw me out of my title shot. Well, you boys are just running from the inevitable. Because the inevitable is this. I'll take Sid Vicious out Sunday, I'm gonna take Scott Hall out Sunday, and I will walk out of the Cow Palace crowned the new WCW Heavyweight Champion. And speaking of inevitable, aren't you the guys that screwed me Monday night, screwed me out of my title shot, and made me the chosen one, put the U.S. title on the line? Isn't that what happened, Terry? Cat, got your tongue, spit it out.
Yeah, that's what we did, yeah.
Well, you know what? I want you to take a message, and I want you to hand deliver it to the executive committee. And it goes a little something like this.
Hey, Jarrett and the Harris brothers with the triple team on Terry Taylor. He's just here to represent World Championship Wrestling, the executive board.
Well, that tells me Jarrett's got a plan. That tells me Jarrett's tired of taking a back seat to Commissioner Kevin Nash or anybody else. He's going to do things his way. He's determined.
Oh.
Watch this.
Look out.
Good night, Mr. Taylor.
Guitar in hand. Oh! The guitar shot delivered with incredible impact to the head of Terry Taylor, who's been knocked unconscious in the ring. Oh, we knew this was going to be a wild, not of control Thunder. We never expected anything like this. Look at this. Jarrett's got the can of spray paint. They're going to leave their mark on the back of Terry Taylor. There it is, the familiar initials of NWO.
Well, if this isn't one final clear-cut message to not only the executive committee, because when I become champion, I'm going to be damn hard to deal with, but this is a clear-cut message to Scott Hall and Sid Vicious. You boys better steer clear of the chosen one. Now hit my music.
Well, you've always talked about Jeff Jarrett having a plan, Brain, and he certainly had a plan in store for the WCW Executive Board in general and Mr. Terry Taylor in particular tonight.
Well, he said he's going to give Terry Taylor a message to take back with him. There's the message.
And that message delivered loud and clear. And hello once again, everyone, from ringside. It's your TBS primetime broadcast team, Mike Tenay, and thankfully, the one and only Bobby the Brain Heenan. And, well, you heard us right. We talked earlier about SuperBrawl 2000 being just a mere 4 days away. It's live on pay-per-view this Sunday, and Brain, it's one of the highly anticipated pay-per-views ever in WCW. Tonight, the last stop on the SuperBrawl Express, upcoming this Sunday, that three-way dance that we just talked about. Sid Vicious, Scott Hall, Jeff Jarrett. It's no disqualification for the world's title.
Well, I think everybody's got a message right now that this man, Mr. Jarrett, means business. If he'll lay out an executive in the WCW board, he'll do anything. He has beaten Sid Vicious twice. He holds 2 victories over Sid. Whether he can do it a third time, I don't know. But he's on a roll, and he means business, Mike.
Tonight on this program, Screamin' Norman Smiley to face the wall. We will also see a first, a cast match. 2 victims of the total package. We're talking about Brian Knobbs and Fit Finley. We'll see Tank Abbott in action as he prepares for his skins match upcoming at SuperBrawl against his former bodyguard and Brain after what we saw on Nitro. Everyone awaiting the total package. We saw him break the arm of Hulk Hogan 48 hours ago.
Oh, isn't that too bad? Hogan's broken so many arms, backs, legs, even necks to people. You're not going to get any sympathy out of me, Hogan. So you're on the shelf. So your hand, your arm's busted. It's just too bad. Too bad, Hogan.
And there you see the unholy alliance. The Nature Boy Ric Flair, the total package, and Elizabeth headed to the arena. Well, it began several weeks ago as an 8-man single elimination tournament to crown a new world's Cruiserweight champion. The field has been narrowed down to the final 3. As you can see, we already know that Lash LaRue has advanced to the championship match this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000. Well, tonight, we will find out just who the other finalist is going to be. And here's another announcement from the executive board. We promoted this matchup this past Monday as Psychosis versus the artist formerly known as Prince Iaukea. However, circumstances have prevented Psychosis from entering the country from Mexico. As a result, you see in the ring, Kaz Hayashi, the first-round opponent of Psychosis, has been moved into this spot, and Kaz Hayashi has a second life, Bobby the Brain Heenan. He will face the artist formerly known as Prince Iaukea, the winner to go on to SuperBrawl this Sunday, and a possible shot at that Cruiserweight title.
I bet you I know what happened to Psychosis.
What?
I happen to know through my channels and my grapevine that the artist formerly known as Prince Iaukea has a sister who works for immigration in Mexico.
What?
Maybe she pulled the card on Psychosis right at the border and he can't go no place. I wouldn't put it past this man.
Well, there's no question that the egomaniacal artist formerly known as Prince Iaukea would do anything to get his hands on that WCW World's Cruiserweight title. I'm not exactly sure about the authenticity of your sources south of the border, however, Brain.
Are you calling me a liar?
I wouldn't do that.
Well, you shouldn't do that.
Well, we have further announcement from the executive board.
My goodness.
It's been a night of major announcements. We talked earlier about Sid Vicious not being allowed in the building.
Allow me to present my purple bad boy, the artist formerly known as Prince Iaukea. Crawl to me, magnificent one.
As Paisley makes the introduction of the artist, yes, not only will Sid Vicious not be allowed on site tonight, but because of that altercation that went down in the hotel, I understand that Scott Hall has been now banned from the building as well.
Well, see, it's heating up so much, so bad, so fast, they can't control it. They've got to separate. They've got to get him out of the area. So what do you think SuperBrawl 2000 is going to be like at the Cow Palace?
Completely out of control, completely off the charts. That's what we expect this Sunday, SuperBrawl 2000. You're right, it's the historic Cow Palace in San Francisco, California as the site. And there will be that 3-way dance for the world's title. And I still can't believe about Hulk Hogan, broken arm and all, the courage, the guts, and the determination. Despite what you said earlier, he's going to be there. We know that. He's promised us to face the total package.
You know, like I was saying earlier, you know, Hulk Hogan has hurt a lot of people, busted up a lot of people, but no one has ever, we say the Hulkster did it.
Oh my goodness, Miss Hancock has arrived. You know, she's been nothing but a distraction to announcers. I'm talking about the distraction, Miss Hancock. Announcers, wrestling fans, and even the wrestlers in the ring as she circles the ring watching this semifinal matchup in the Cruiserweight Championship Tournament. What she's taking notes about here.
Hard telling.
Point of the elbow, driven to the back of the head by the artist, has Kaz Hayashi in trouble.
What a set of yams on it.
Yams? That yams is what you have with Thanksgiving dinner.
You wouldn't have her over for Thanksgiving?
Yes, I would. Back heel kick by Kaz Hayashi. Wait a minute. Confrontation now between Paisley and Miss Hancock. And we talked about the distractions involved whenever she comes out here, and immediately the artist is down on the arena floor as well. And Charles Robinson sending Miss Hancock to the back while the Prince, or the artist formerly known as the Prince, tries to restrain Paisley. And that distraction paid off for Kaz Hayashi, because as soon as the artist turned around, he was sent down to the arena floor by a flying Kaz. Now, can Hayashi take advantage? Can he use this second life in the tournament to beat Prince Iaukea and advance to face Lash LaRue this Sunday? The leg drop by the artist.
I'm going to go with Lash LaRue. He's on a roll, and he has been since he's come to WCW. He's got charisma. He's got everything going for him right now. I think he's going to win it.
Many people in the corner of the Raging Cajun. What is that move about? The open hand slap from the artist. And this matchup again to determine the opponent for LaRue. Big right hand to the top of the head. Down goes Kaz Hayashi. Artist has certainly turned the momentum in his favor. The reversal into the ropes by Kaz, able to avoid the back kick. Stopped him. Oh, wow, dragon screw leg whip. That's a way to tear a knee right out of its socket.
And probably your hip too.
Oh, jumping DDT off the middle rope by the Artist, formerly known as Prince Iaukea, slowly for the cover.
Knows he has him.
2. Talk about confidence, talk about cockiness. And with that victory, the Artist advances on to face Lash LaRue this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000 when a new champion will be crowned.
Uh-oh. Meow.
Very seductive, don't you think? It's almost as if she's just blinded by the Artist formerly known as Prince Iaukea.
Well, that happens to a lot of women. Happened to me a lot.
We're going to take another look, Brain.
Off that top rope, middle rope, drops him down right on his top of his head. He's not going anyplace. The Prince takes his time. He goes over there, the Artist, I should say, and he gets the 1, 2, 3. Your winner, the Artist, formerly known as Prince Iaukea.
And while the Artist and Paisley celebrate, he goes on to SuperBrawl and a shot at the Cruiserweight title. And up next here on Thunder, the Wall, as he makes his way toward the arena, he's set to face screaming Norman Smiley.
Kevin, man, there's a problem. Jeff Jarrett and the Harris brothers just went out and beat up Terry Taylor bad. Broke a guitar over his head.
So?
Man, aren't you commissioner? Something's got to be done. This is way out of hand.
That's right. I guess I could probably do something, couldn't I? Girls, we've got some commissioning to do.
It's coming up this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000. A very unique handicap match when Screamin' Norman Smiley goes 1-on-3 against 3 count. Yes, Screamin' Norman showing that courage. He will face Shane Helms, Evan Courageous, and Shannon Moore. And that's live on pay-per-view this Sunday.
They may be screaming when Norman's done with them.
Well, not exactly much sympathy from Commissioner Kevin Nash in regards to that attack that we saw at the top of the program tonight from Jeff Jarrett and the Harris brothers on Terry Taylor from the WCW Executive Board.
Well, if you're looking for sympathy, it's in the dictionary. That's the only place you're going to find it. You're not going to find it here. And you're not going to get any from Jeff Jarrett or Kevin Nash or Scott Hall or anybody here. No one cares about anybody. Everybody cares about themselves. That's the way it should be.
Well, it may be Big Wiggle time as sporting the uniform of the hometown Philadelphia Flyers. And Captain Eric Lindros of the Flyers, it's Screamin' Norman Smiley, and this crowd here at the Spectrum would love to see the Big Wiggle.
I would too. This man can flat get down and dance.
The opposition for Smiley this evening on Thunder to be provided by, well, one of the young guns in WCW that has really surprised a lot of us and really opened up a lot of eyes with his incredible physical power and presence. We're talking about the Wall.
And that's a big wall. A big tall wall.
And the Wall is set to face the Demon this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000 as the big man makes his way to the ring. Quite an effort this past Monday on Nitro when the Wall faced Bam Bam Bigelow. First, Bigelow put the Wall through a table. And then he finished him off with his favorite move, the greetings from Asbury Park. As you see the Beast from the East, the WCW Hardcore Champion, he takes the Wall up into the air, drives him down with that greetings from Asbury Park, but Brain, the Wall was not to be denied. We saw Brian Knobbs enter the picture, and Brian Knobbs using that cast as a weapon, beating on the back of Bam Bam Bigelow and allowing the Wall to come back and choke slam Bam Bam.
Well, that shows you how tough this man, the Wall, is after the beating he took. And
was an incredible physical beating that he took at the hands of Bigelow. Once Brian Knobbs came down for the interference, we then saw the choke slam employed by the Wall. They hook it up collar and elbow, and he immediately takes Smiley into the ring ropes and headbutts him. Now sends him off into the ring ropes. The duck of the clothesline by Smiley. Tried to come back with a clothesline. Not much effect. Zero impact with that clothesline. I don't think you should worry about doing the wiggle at this point. Oh, walked right into the big boot.
Come on, Norman, get up.
Smiley out on the arena floor, and the Wall is in pursuit.
And they're coming over towards us, maybe.
Big right hand rocked him.
Oh.
Big overhand clubbing blow by the Wall has Smiley in trouble. You know, when the Wall faces the Demon Sunday at SuperBrawl, the Demon is going to have an opportunity to get back on the winning side of the ledger against the Wall. That's two big men that are going to go toe-to-toe, while Smiley is going to be, well, in that 1-on-3 handicap match against 3 count.
And I'll tell you something about this Wall. He's about 1 or 2 matches away from a major career. He just needs that one win, that one great match to build his confidence and to keep it going. He's going to be right. He's going to be real right.
Smiley slow to get back in the ring, and that was just the opening that the Wall was looking for. Immediately on the attack. Got more courage shown by Screamin' Norman here against the Wall, going face to face with him. Backbreaker now drapes Smiley across the knee, just dumps him down.
Big man, what, 6'8"?
Let's say in the neighborhood of 6'7" or 6'8", and well over the 300-pound mark. Just dwarfing Smiley, shoots him off into the ropes. Went for the back body drop. Smiley tries to hang on, and the Wall went for the sit-down splash, but there was nobody home. Tonight on this program, the Nature Boy Ric Flair is here, as well as Terry Funk. 2 men that square off in a death match this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000. Now Smiley sends the Wall over into the corner. Takes him, gonna wind him up. Whoa, he did it! The wind-up slam by Smiley.
He's gonna give us the big wiggle.
I'm still shocked that he was able to get the 300-pounder up into the air.
And it just wasn't a regular body slam. He had his way with the Wall.
Uh-oh.
Wall's had enough.
Smiley off the ropes, and he walked right in to the choke slam from the Wall. Bam Bam Bigelow felt it Monday night. Screamin' Norman just felt it here. Referee Nick Patrick for the 3 count.
No screaming out of Norman now.
No movement out of Norman now. Look at that.
The Wall is looking for something. Hope he finds it.
Now the Wall circling the ring, looking underneath the ring. I don't know what he has in mind here for Screamin' Norman, but looks like he's got a table under there. He's going to set the table up outside the ring. Screamin' Norman trying to get to his feet in the ring. Almost rendered unconscious from the choke slam of the Wall. Norman trying to fight back.
Norman's going to make a nice centerpiece.
Right in the middle of the table, is that what you mean?
That's what I mean.
Norman still trying to fight him off on the ring apron. Oh no.
Oh.
Look out. Oh my. Just drove Screamin' Norman directly through that table. You called it a centerpiece. Well, the Wall is out here to make a name at Norman's expense.
This man means business, the Wall. There's no doubt about that.
And Screamin' Norman is out. Well, this looks serious. Referee Nick Patrick checking.
When he went to that table, Mike, he didn't stop. He went right through the table to the floor here.
Just completely shattering the table. And it's a very concerned Nick Patrick, the WCW official, who's looking on, and Screamin' Norman appears to be seriously hurt, now pointing to his knee.
I think he's pointing to his knee, saying that's the only thing that don't hurt. Everything else hurts.
And now EMTs coming from the back, the paramedics bringing the stretcher out for Screamin' Norman.
They're going to take their time moving him.
Well, the wall certainly with an incredible impact here on Thunder, as he just totally dominated the match against the former hardcore champ Screamin' Norman. Drove him through the table with a post-match attack, and now you see the stretcher being brought in for Screamin' Norman. This does not look good, Brain.
Not for Norman, it doesn't. But for the wall, it does. Everyone's going to be talking about this.
Another notch in the belt for the wall.
All right, guys. Bob, Neil and Bob, listen. Can you get me there or not? I need to get to the ring.
Commissioner Nash, there's no possible way we can get you to the ring. I mean, maybe the stage, but not the ring.
Can I fire you guys? If I can fire you, you're fired.
We are back on Thunder. Mike Tenay and Bobby Heenan with you. The back of the Spectrum Arena here in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania. Our cameras positioned there as we see Screamin' Norman Smiley, Brain, being taken on that stretcher back to the ambulance. This looks awfully serious.
Look at Norman. His eyes are wide open.
Yep.
He's scared.
Ready?
He's really afraid, this man, now.
Well, I'm certain that there's that question in his mind as to just how serious the injuries are. And it's this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000 when Tank Abbott will go one-on-one with his former bodyguard from the Ultimate Fight Championships, Big Al, in what is being billed as a skins match, with Tank putting his leather jacket on a pole and the two men battling. The question mark here is Big Al. We've never seen Big Al in a wrestling ring, but certainly Tank Abbott knows what to expect.
Well, I've done a little homework. I've had my staff go out, but they've come back and told me what I found out is Big Al and Tank Abbott have been friends for life. I don't really know what has driven them apart, but my sources tell me if there's a flaw in Tank Abbott, Big Al knows it. If anybody knows how to beat Tank Abbott, if anybody knows what pushes his button, it's Big Al.
And we know that this past Monday on Nitro, Tank came to blows with Big Al. We also saw another of those infamous one-punch knockouts. The latest victim being Big Rick Fuller this past Monday night, as we see Van Hammer in his return to World Championship Wrestling on his way to the ring. We want to remind you that yet to come in this program, the Harris brothers in a tag team match will face, well, the very strange pairing of Vampiro and Kidman. And Vampiro and Kidman, two men who will go one-on-one this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000. But tonight, just like this past Monday on Nitro, they're going to be tag team partners again, and the Big Tank is rolling to the ring.
He's ready for this one. This is what he loves the best, Mike. He loves to fight. He loves to hit people. If you don't mind being hit, he'll take a shot. He's a tough guy.
And in the midst of what has been quite a winning streak, provided by that devastating punching power, the one-punch knockouts of Tank Abbott and Van Hammer trying to fight him off here in the early going.
Look at the size of his hammer. He's no slouch. He's got those big arms, big chest, big legs. Look at this power of Abbott.
And that's exactly what it was, that sheer, raw, brutal force. Van Hammer's going to take him up into the air. How about this move?
Oh!
Wow! It's the first time that I can recall in WCW seeing Tank taken down like, oh! Tank gets to his feet, and one punch later, Van Hammer is down and out. And referee Billy Silverman says that's all, calls for the bell. Well, he did it again.
Who will stop him? Did it be Big Al?
It just might be. It's a skins match with the leather jacket on a pole this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000.
You know what impresses me about him? That move that Hammer put on him. Picked him way up in the air, dropped him on his head. He's still walking.
Well, the bottom line is you walked out of me. You were supposed to be my partner.
You're never concentrating on the match. You're paying too much attention to her, and I don't even want to be with you.
You want to talk about concentrating on the match? How could you just leave?
Why don't you guys just try to coexist for tonight, like you have to?
Listen, I don't like.
Settle this at SuperBrawl,
What?
okay?
I don't like any of you guys. I don't like you, and I don't
Well,
like
if you think I'm happy about being out there,
Just get along for the night. That's all I'm asking.
how am I supposed to know you got my back tonight?
Listen,
you,
I'm dead.
You left it yesterday.
Just keep your head in the game, okay?
My
pay
head's
attention.
there. You better have my back. You better be there for me in this match.
I'm dead. You just pay attention, okay?
Might have to take a closer look at that. Where the hell are these guys at?
God almighty. Yes,
Man, he wants to meet us back here right now.
We got a match we got to get ready for.
Well, y'all boys go on to the ring, but meet me back here right afterwards. Ask the old crippled ass, maybe he can meet you on the ring, huh? He can wheel around a wire.
Boy, I wonder what Jeff Jarrett and the Harris brothers have in store for World Championship Wrestling in general, and maybe Kevin Nash as well.
Well, you have to understand, when Jarrett first came to WCW, he thought he was the chosen one. He thought he was going to get every title shot, every opportunity to become champion. And everybody's kind of, like you said, tried to screw him. Well, now he's going to take matters into his own hands. And just watch what that man is capable of doing. Just watch what Jarrett is capable of doing.
Talk about taking matters into your own hands. The reign of terror continued. 48 hours ago on Nitro, when the Total Package continued that string of broken arms. Remember, it started with Sting, then Brian Knobbs, Fit Finley, the Mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, and incredibly on Nitro, the Total Package broke the arm of Hulk Hogan.
Well, like I was saying earlier, big deal. Hogan's laid a lot of people busted up in that ring and left them later. He's ended a lot of people's careers. He's put a lot of people on the shelf for a long time. And what do people say? Hey, Hulkster did it, Hulkster did it. Now he's got his tail kicked by the Total Package, and everybody seems to be upset. Well, tough. Luger, I hope you break his neck.
And Hogan promises that he will be at SuperBrawl 2000 this Sunday to face this man, the Total Package.
It's really good to finally see a star standing before you, isn't it? Elizabeth and the Total Package in the flesh. It's a good feeling, isn't it? Now, I'm not one to brag.
Not much.
How good it felt on Monday night to tear apart the legendary Terry Funk. I'm way too humble to describe the feeling of what it felt like to snap the immortal Hulk Hogan's arm in that chair and hear the bones snap, crackle, pop.
Boy, he's really enjoying this, isn't he?
I'm not out here to brag about having the most beautiful, most intelligent manager in professional sports today. I'm not out here to brag about being the greatest physical specimen at 6'4", 270 pounds with 4% body fat in sports and entertainment today. I'm not here for that.
Then why are you here?
This is the occasion to make the official pronouncement of a merger, a business association. An old friend becomes a new friend, a co-worker. The dirtiest player in the game, 14-time world heavyweight champion, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Come on out, Rick.
Woo! And what does he mean, an old friend? The Total Package and Ric Flair
stand up for this man.
Have been longtime rivals in this profession. It's just been recently that Flair and the Total Package have been on the same page.
That's because of Hogan. That's because of Hogan. He's the only man I've ever seen that can make enemies friends.
Limousine run. Get flying, son of a gun. Stand up, I said. Here he is. I said everybody on their feet and show this man the respect that he deserves, that he's earned in the sport.
Cut it down for me, brother. You keep your mouth shut, fat boy. I'm talking now. Here's the way it goes. The Total Package, the most awesome physical specimen in sports today, the lovely Elizabeth, the Nature Boy, have found something in common. We are all great. We're not like you. We are a notch above. We're not like Eric Lindros, We are real athletes, baby. Woo! And for the thousands of you that don't like it, ride this. Woo! In the brief association we've had, we have already broken Hulk Hogan's arm. We have beaten him on Nitro. And last night, this physical specimen, 275 pounds of man, took Terry Funk, the king of hardcore, fat boy, and slammed him through a table, stopped a hole in him. That's why we are collectively better than any of you. That's just life. That's right. That is life. We are not about you. We are about greatness. We are a notch above. This is beauty. You're ugly, baby.
Well, I think you're right. That hatred that they have in common for Hulk Hogan has brought together the Nature Boy Ric Flair in the total package.
Flair!
Here's Terry Funk and Dustin Rhodes.
Hey, I'm talking to you. You know where you are. You're in a hardcore country. These people don't want to sit on their butts and listen to you and Luger all night long. They don't want to listen to you anymore at all. You want to call my ranch a chicken ranch? Well, let me tell you something. There isn't a chicken within 100 miles of my ranch. The only chickens I know are the two that are in the ring in Philadelphia here.
Terry Funk, listen up, pal. You're in Philadelphia. I'm with the package, the lovely one. Would you like to see the package slam you through the table again tonight? Huh?
You loud-mouthed idiot!
Huh?
You're nothing but a horse tooth, banana nose, chicken. And I'll tell you what, I've got somebody right here that he and I'll come in here and pluck you and Luger's asses tonight. If you'll accept the challenge, we'll be out there. If you'll accept the challenge, this boy and I'll come out there and kick your asses hardcore style, Philadelphia style.
What do you say, Flair?
We're not waiting till SuperBrawl. We want to do it tonight, Flair. Tonight.
Package, will you take off your shirt and oil up that machine tonight? Will you drive the women wild? Will you drive Philadelphia wild? Will you take off your shirt, oil up, and beat hell out of Terry Funk again tonight? Please, Package, please.
Whoa, just let me get this straight. That carcass in the white shirt, whose ass I kicked just the other night, wants to challenge you and I to a match with that second generation wannabe that he just called a boy himself? Is that what I got right?
He's a hell of a lot better than his old man.
Wow, that's saying a lot.
A hell of a lot better than his old
You don't
man.
even let him talk. Does he want to wrestle the legendary Nature Boy himself, 14-time World Heavyweight Champion
Tonight.
and a total package?
Tonight.
Let him speak for himself. I want to see in his eyes if he wants to wrestle us.
Well, let's get it on.
Tonight, you got it. Tonight, brother. Tonight. Package, oil up, man. Woo! Let's tee it up. We'll be ready. Get your gear on, Funk.
He's ready.
Tonight, Jack. Woo!
That makes it official, and this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000,
Yes,
a three-way
alright.
dance for the world's heavyweight title. Champion Sid Vicious against two #1 contenders, Jeff Jarrett and Scott Hall. No disqualification. And coming up next here on Thunder, as we see Billy Kidman and Torrie Wilson make their way to the arena. Separate entrances for Kidman and his tag team partner. Here comes Vampiro. Can they coexist tonight? They'll have to, because the opponents, the Harris brothers, are next.
In light of what happened this past Monday night at Nitro, the total destruction of Angie's wedding reception in New York City, I'm joined tonight here in Philadelphia by the Mamalukes.
Hey, what you got? Get it straight for a change.
Gentlemen, first of all, this coming Sunday at SuperBrawl, it's going to be a Sicilian stretcher match with Vito and Johnny the Bull against Crowbar and David Flair with Daphne in their corner. Of course, Disco Inferno joining us here tonight. As a warm-up, Vito, maybe a little reciprocity as you meet Crowbar one-on-one in a Philadelphia street fight.
Philadelphia street fight, my kind of brawl. You guys did that stuff to my sister, and nobody gets away with that. You made my mother cry, and I don't like that. We're the Paisans, and you're going to be finished tonight. Philadelphia street brawl, that's my kind of dance. And as far as SuperBrawl, we're going to put your head through walls, and I'm going to bury both of you.
Yeah.
You're finished.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like it.
Wow, just when you thought that things couldn't get any more out of control, we hear about that Philadelphia street fight for later tonight with Big Vito against Crowbar. And listen to this, Brain. We also have exclusive footage of a backstage fight that went down at Nitro Monday involving two WCW referees of all things, Mark Slick Johnson and Mickey J.
That's what I heard too. I heard the last Monday they got into it. You know what it was about?
I'm not exactly sure what it was about, but if you think of the history between those two, think of what went down on this program 1 week ago. That matchup involving Scott Hall and Jeff Jarrett, where Mickey J was the referee, and Mark Johnson tried to get in the ring. He tried to one-up Mickey J is the way it looked to me.
Mike, you're lying to the people.
I'm not lying.
If you're going to tell the story, tell it right. What happened was Mickey J was knocked down. He was out. The referee slid into the ring to take control of the situation. You make it sound like he came in there when Mickey J was conscious. Yeah, now get it right.
Yeah, but we're also talking about a referee in Mark Johnson who was not above being bribed by Jeff Jarrett.
Have you seen him pass Johnson cash?
He said right on this program if he would take a bribe, and Mark Johnson said yes.
Well, a lot of people say a lot of things. You just can't make accusations unless you have proof.
Tori Wilson joins Billy Kidman.
Let me tell you something about Tori Wilson. She has shown me a lot.
Sure has.
I don't mean that way. I just mean backstage a little while ago. She was trying to calm Kidman down and Vampiro. She shows you that she's more than a beautiful woman. She's got brains.
Well, she certainly was the cooler head that prevailed between these two men. Billy Kidman, her charge, and this man, Vampiro. Now, Vampiro and Kidman have faced each other twice in one-on-one competition. The record between the two stands even at 1-1. The rubber match is this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000. However, just like 48 hours ago on Nitro, Vampiro and Kidman are once again tag team partners here on Thunder. The question is, can they coexist? They had problems Monday night.
Well, you heard Vampiro tell him just a little while ago. He doesn't like Tori Wilson, he doesn't like Kidman, but he'll be there for him. He'll watch his back. I don't know.
Well, it was a situation on Nitro where there was a fight outside on the arena floor. Kidman was merely trying to intervene between Tori Wilson and Paisley, and I think Vampiro saw it as well, maybe ignoring his tag team partner, concentrating more on Tori Wilson, and that's what caused the problems.
Well, let's see how they work here as a tag team.
Well, right off the opening bell, the big Harris brothers, the former world tag team champions, with the double team tactics on Vampiro, and Billy Kidman standing outside on the apron.
And he was worried about Vampiro watching his back. He's watching his back all right from the apron.
Yeah, apron man.
Apron man.
Off the top, Kidman goes airborne over the top of one Harris brother, gets another one down, and gets a 2 count. The tag is in. Vampiro looking the other way, and Kidman just went over and slapped his hand. That's official, that's a tag.
They're not gonna patch things up tonight. I don't even think they care to. I don't think they can work as a team.
And what could Jeff Jarrett and the Harris brothers store for Kevin Nash in World Championship Wrestling. He's made a lot of threats, a lot of accusations, dropped down in a 2 count on Vampiro.
Don't forget, Kevin Nash is wounded. He's kind of helpless in that chair with that cast on his leg.
And don't forget to factor in that Scott Hall and Sid Vicious have both been barred from the building tonight for that hotel altercation. Gets 2, and Vampiro able to kick out at 2. Now the Harris brothers back to the double team on Vampiro, and again, Kidman from the ring apron doesn't get in and physically intervene between the 2, and that allows the momentum to switch back to the Harris brothers.
He's not much help.
Vampiro blocks the punch out of the corner and comes back with a series of rights of his own. Now going to send him off and reversed into the corner, comes out and power slam. You have to admit that the Harris brothers have had great teamwork in this match.
They've been working as a team all their life.
Drop down with the elbow across the chest and then repeats the move again on Vampiro, extending the hand out to Kidman, but Kidman unable to make the tag.
He wanted to make the tag, he'd have made the tag. You make excuses, Mike. You make so many excuses for these guys that are cowards and they're yellow. That's what you do. You make excuses for them.
Well, what got into you all of a sudden?
The thought of Hogan being around. That's what gets into me.
Yeah, and the fact that you can't give Hulk Hogan enough credit for having the guts to promise that he's going to be there Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000 to face the total package in spite of the broken arm that he suffered Monday on Nitro.
Oh, he'll be there. There's no doubt about that. I know Hogan. I don't know how he thinks and how this guy roams the earth and what goes through his mind. He's going to be there because it's going to be the biggest pay-per-view WCW's probably ever had. He's not going to miss that.
Off the ropes, the spin kick by Vampiro. This may be the opening that he needs to get to the corner and get the fresh man, his tag partner Kidman, his rival, the man who he faces at SuperBrawl, but he just put in the tag to Kidman. What's wrong with that?
Did you see how he tagged him? Slapped him.
And
as long as they get their work done, that's fine. As long as they come out winners, that's all that's really important.
Great drop kick in mid-move by Kidman. Oh, but he turned right around. One of the other Harris brothers caught him up and over goes Kidman. The double team just too much. The big boot takes down Kidman. And where's Vampiro?
I don't see him.
I don't even see him up on the ring apron.
Probably under the ring.
Under the ring?
I don't know what. There he is. He's walking on the aisle. He's going back
Where's
to the
he
locker
going?
room.
He walked out on Kidman on Nitro. Looks like he's doing the same thing here. Torrie Wilson up on the ring apron with referee Nick Patrick. And the Harris brothers have got a steel chair. Looks like Kidman's already almost rendered unconscious.
They're easy to hit when they're unconscious.
Yeah, not a moving target is what you're saying. Well, Vampiro in the ring, and Vampiro just took the steel chair off the top. Gets 1, gets 2, and 3. Now, I suppose you're going to blame that on Kidman.
Kidman should have been there watching his back.
He sacrificed himself is what Vampiro did. As a concerned Torrie Wilson looks on, the Harris brothers score a win over the 2 men who are rivals this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000. And coming up next, it's the Philadelphia Street Fight. There's Big Vito, Johnny the Bull, and the Disco Inferno. And they will meet Crowbar, accompanied by David, Flair, and Daphne. The Philly Street Fight is next on Thunder. It's just 4 days away. This Sunday, SuperBrawl 2000. The World Tag Team Champions, the Mamalukes, to defend those tag team titles in a Sicilian stretcher match against David, Flair, and Crowbar with Daphne. It all goes down live on pay-per-view this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000. Time for the Philadelphia Street Fight. We see Big Vito, waiting for Crowbar, and as he comes out the door, Big Vito on the attack. And look at that, they just slammed the door to Disco Inferno and Johnny the Bull on David, Flair, and Daphne.
Well, what this tells me is that the Mamalukes know what a Philadelphia Street Fight is. David Flair has no idea.
They take him back inside Oh, the top of the trash can with authority to the head of Crowbar. Big Vito puts the boots to him. Brain, we saw it Monday on Nitro. Big Vito's sister, Angie, saw that wedding reception crashed and trashed by David, Crowbar, and Daphne. This is payback.
This is family business. That's what it's about.
It's exactly what it's about, and Vito and Johnny refuse to leave on stretchers. They challenge for that Sicilian stretcher match at SuperBrawl. And now this Philadelphia street fight here on Thunder.
You know, this Crowbar's no normal person either.
Hardly. But we can hear Daphne with that screech and that scream. Like they were throwing food or something.
It's a Philadelphia street fight, the city of brotherly love.
Look at this. They've taken him up. Oh! Off of the forklift and the pallet onto the top of the car. And of course that's legal in a Philadelphia street fight because anything and everything goes.
I like this.
I don't think I've ever seen that before. Look at Big Vito laying those right hands.
What do people do here in Philadelphia? Watch people fight in the streets and then just sit in their homes and throw vegetables at people and fruit and garbage? Call me a real estate agent. I gotta live here.
Oh, look out now. Crowbar with that leg drop off the top of the car. Gets two, and Big Vito able to kick out from the hood of the automobile.
Knocked his head off.
Now
what
what's he
got
go?
knocked?
He's got some kind of a steel pipe, and he just put it right through the windshield.
Looks like a bazooka.
And Big Vito able to take advantage, connecting with the drop kick of all moves.
Listen to Daphne.
Look out now. Big Vito putting the boots to Crowbar.
But look at Crowbar. Keeps getting up to his feet. I'm trying to throw him through the wall.
It's a combination food fight, street fight. Crowbar and Big Vito. Oh! Where's he headed now?
The penthouse.
Oh, my. That's Daphne. While Crowbar taking quite a beating. Oh, the right hand, and now again to the top of the car. Big Vito drops the elbow.
1, 2, 3.
There it is.
Would you buy a used car from Vito?
Not that one. They're headed to SuperBrawl 2000 with the World Tag Team titles on the line. This Sunday, the Mamalukes to defend the belts against David, Flair, and Crowbar. And coming up next here on Thunder, do you believe it? Referee Mark Johnson's on his way to the arena. What a shocker. He's going to go one-on-one with Mickey J. You've got to be kidding.
He's punchy, you know.
Right. No, they're just making me wait around. I got something for them. Yeah. By the end of the show, yeah, I'm going to ruin their night. Yeah, listen, I got something I got to do, all right? All right, love you, Scotty. All right, buddy, bye. Ladies, let's play a little game. I'm a monster, and if I get you, I get to eat you.
It's this Sunday, the featured attraction match at SuperBrawl 2000. The immortal Hulk Hogan will go into the ring, even with the broken arm. Yes, he promises to be there to gain vengeance on this man. The total package with Elizabeth. It's this Sunday, SuperBrawl 2000. And this is what went down Monday on Nitro. The two WCW officials came to blows. Incredible. Look at this. Mickey J and Mark Johnson fighting it out backstage. You ever seen such a thing, Brain?
No. 35 years in this sport, I have never seen two referees fight.
Of course, earlier we detailed the friction between these two men, and look at this. This tells you all you need to know. referee Mark Slick Johnson, accompanied by the Harris brothers. Now you want to tell me what a fine, upstanding official he is?
Maybe he doesn't know they're behind him.
You're impossible. You know and I know that referee Mickey J has done everything within his power to be upstanding, to be a fair official. And we both know that this guy, Mark Slick Johnson, is looking for that easy road to the top.
Are you saying he's looking for that payday? That's
exactly what I'm saying. He's not above taking a bribe from Jeff Jarrett, and you know that. And Mickey J, the WCW referee, he doesn't like to be one-upped by anybody, and that's what's happened repeatedly. Never thought I would see it come to this. Two officials, Mickey J and Mark Johnson, to square off in a wrestling match.
And the winner of this match gets Judge Mills Lane.
You've got to be kidding.
Of course I'm kidding. They kill him.
Well, incredible heat in the locker room between these two led to this matchup. Referee Nick Patrick, the third man in the ring. Referees everywhere you look. Yeah, greatest referee in the business, says one of the Harris brothers, and we know why. Bought and paid for. From behind, Mark Slick Johnson, the clubbing blows to the back of referee Mickey J. And the two officials battle. Mickey J goes chest first into the top turnbuckle.
This is good.
Oh, where's he going? Johnson out to the arena floor. Going to take Mickey J and wrap his knee around that steel ring post. Yeah, that's your referee, one of the Harris brothers says by the broadcasters. What do you mean don't?
Don't start anything with him. We're helpless out here.
Mickey J trying to make his way back into the ring after that beating of the knee around the ring post. Oh. Tried to swing out with a right hand. A wild shot did not connect. Johnson able to avoid it. Now puts the boot to the chest of Mickey J. And of course, you're going to see a cocky Mark Johnson with these two Harris brothers at ringside to back him up.
Shut up! Shut up!
Oh. I know what Mark's doing now. He figures if he picks out the leg of Mickey J won't be able to referee for a while. He'll get all Mickey J's shots.
Oh, that's what it is, huh?
Well, it makes sense if you think about it. Could be.
Look at this. Twisting the ankle and the leg of Mickey J.
You like Mickey J?
Well, of course I do.
I've never liked him.
What are you talking about?
I've never cared for him.
Well, Mickey J able to avoid the elbow drop from Mark Johnson.
Shut up!
Mickey J finally connects with a big right hand and another one to the side of the head. And now Mickey J reading in right hands. A couple of good ones to the side of the head. Look out. Of course, behind the back of the referee, you see the distraction of Nick Patrick. The other Harris brother comes into play. And now Nick Patrick down to make the count, and 3. Well, that really proved a lot.
You realize Mark Johnson is 1-0?
Well, he's undefeated in his only match against Mickey J, but what did this really prove? Nothing was settled between these two. Up next here on Thunder.
Finley, the student, becomes the master. You know what I'm talking about? Nasty Knobs is on the way, Finley. Get ready.
Two of the victims of the total package will square off next in a cast match. Brian Knobs to face Fit Finley. And welcome back, everyone, to Thunder on the Superstation TBS. Mike Tenay joined by Bobby the Brain Heenan, and how about this? I guess it's only appropriate that the referee for this cast match should be that man, the mouth of the South, Jimmy Hart, another one of the total package's victims.
Total Package must own stock in the Cast Company. Everyone's wearing one courtesy. I got a new name for Luger. Let's call him not only the Total Package, the original one-arm bandit.
Important on-sale announcement for this Friday. Tickets on sale for Thunder coming to Fairfax, Virginia. Plus, you can meet Jeff Jarrett at the Landmark Ball from 11 to 1 p.m. this Friday. The date of that Thunder event will be March the 14th. Nitro headed to Gainesville, Florida on March the 20th at the O'Connell Center and meet Screamin' Norman Smiley at the University box office from 10 a.m. to noon this Friday. And that is if Norman is able to make it there after suffering that attack earlier tonight. Also on sale Friday, tickets for Thunder in Orlando, Florida on March the 21st at the TV Waterhouse Center. And you can meet Corey Wilson and Billy Kidman at the box office from 10 a.m. to noon this Friday morning.
It's worth a trip there just to see Corey Wilson sit there with Kidman and sign autographs.
Well, it's worth a trip for any major WCW on sale. Pick up your tickets for Nitro or Thunder and meet the stars of World Championship Wrestling up close and personal.
I'll tell you what to do. Get to Fairfax, Virginia and meet Jeff Jarrett. You'll get to see him before he becomes heavyweight champion of the world.
The cast match, a first ever for World Championship Wrestling involving Fit Finley and Brian Knobbs, immediately goes out to the floor in the opening minute of the match.
You know what I'm wondering, Mike? Didn't Jimmy Hart have a close association with Knobbs?
Well, sure he did.
To manage him, right?
Of course.
Now he's the referee in this match. You think he's going to be fair? You think he's going to be impartial?
Well, we just have to see how that situation plays out as we see Finley take Brian Knobbs and send him up and over the guardrail out to the floor.
Should have thrown him all the way to New York.
Knobbs involved this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000 in a hardcore match to face the former, Knobbs, the former hardcore champion, to face the current title holder, Bam Bam Bigelow, as this bout is already going all over the spectrum here in Philadelphia.
It's going to get good now. We're out on the floor.
Knobbs slow to get over that safety rail. Easy pickings for Fit Finley, who was ready for him and sends him face first into the steel, and now he's got the chair. And look at this. Jimmy Hart pulling the chair away from it.
Jimmy, be careful. You'll be in a body cast.
That's the opening that Brian Knobbs needed. Connects with the clothesline and to try and inflict further damage to that already broken arm.
That's what I said. I like it when they're on the floor. That way they get their hands on chairs and rails and steps and anything they can get their hands on. That's when I like it.
And as soon as Knobbs gets back in the ring, Finley's ready for him.
Look at Knobbs. Bruises all over his arms, bruises all over his face. This is a tough guy. But so is Finley.
Look at this. Finley takes big Brian Knobbs up, and out of the fireman's carry, the roll through with the head to the midsection. Jimmy Hart down for the count. Jimmy Hart, look at that. Jimmy Hart, he had a hard time making the count.
Well, he put his arm down for one, and he's got a broken arm.
You saw the reaction from Jimmy Hart as he went to make the 3 count.
Oh.
And Knobbs just nailed Fit Finley from behind.
With that cast.
Gets Jimmy's 1, gets 2, and 3-point Jimmy Hart gets your count.
With the
quickly
left hand.
That time. You know, I wonder in SuperBrawl, will Brian Knobbs be able to beat Bam Bam Bigelow in that hardcore match by using the cast? I guess we'll find out this Sunday.
Don't count him out.
You think it's go time to see old Ironside, the old crippled up boy?
Yeah, let's go see what he's got.
Patch up his ankle, maybe? Yeah. Let's go, man.
It's this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000. The World's Heavyweight Championship is at stake in a 3-way dance. The champion, Sid Vicious, against Jeff Jarrett and Scott Hall. No disqualification. And yes, it is this Sunday. It's SuperBrawl 2000. One of the most anticipated pay-per-view events in WCW history, SuperBrawl 2000.
The tension builds and all attentions turn as Snickers presents WCW SuperBrawl 2000. Sid Vicious has been a man on a mission.
I am here for one purpose, to become WCW World Champion.
He's gonna cover Kevin Nash. 1, 2, 3.
Outsmarted the NWO to get the title and has been a marked man ever since. Dissension within the NWO, however, has aided Sid in his monumental task.
You should have picked your phone up, Jeff. I've been trying to call you for the last 3 days.
The look on Jarrett's face tells the whole story.
You are no longer in any capacity the commissioner.
With the NWO in turmoil.
Can't let you kids alone for 5 minutes.
And Scott Hall claiming he deserves a world title shot. The main event at Super Brawl becomes a colossal event. Sid Vicious, Jeff Jarrett, and Scott Hall in a three-way dance for the WCW World Heavyweight title. The hatred between Nature Boy Ric Flair and Terry Funk has been brewing for over a decade.
You're too petty. Why don't you grow up?
Funk gave David Flair an unmerciful beating.
That's one beating that David Flair didn't have to take, Rick.
With the Nature Boy letting the career of his son almost come to an end. Even Flair's longtime friend, Arn Anderson, has backed away from this most poisonous picture. It will be nothing less than an all-out war at Super Brawl. One man will be left standing, and one man may never wrestle again. As Terry Funk and the Nature Boy Ric Flair brawl in a death match. Lex Luger has always been a superb athlete, a chiseled and powerful Adonis.
Nobody has a track record like us, and that includes you, Hulk Hogan.
But no one thought for a minute that his verbal taunting and abuse of Hulk Hogan would go unanswered.
And when I heard Lex Luger drop my name,
But you are a sham. You're a joke. You're a coward.
I've had it.
Whoa! Oh, this thing has reached a boiling point, and Hogan can take it no longer.
Now, the total package will get his shot at immortality as the Immortal One answers the call and steps into the ring at Super Brawl. Snickers presents WCW Super Brawl. This Sunday night, February 20th, live and only on pay-per-view. Don't miss out. Call your cable or satellite company to order now.
And welcome back, everyone, to ringside. Mike Tenay, Bobby Heenan, and Brain. That video package really put things into perspective. The importance of the matchups this Sunday at Super Brawl 2000, but I want to concentrate on just one thing in one match, and that's the immortal Hulk Hogan against the total package. And you know that Hogan has vengeance on his mind.
Sure, Hogan has vengeance on his mind. He can have everything he wants on his mind. I could care less. But yeah, I remember one vivid picture of Hogan. It was, I think, our second Nitro. And Luger had Hogan up across his shoulders in that torture rack, and you could hear that big, immortal Hulk Hogan squealing like the pig he is. Well, you might be across those shoulders of that man very, very soon. Think about it, Hogan. Think about it.
Let's now go back to this past Monday's Nitro. Let's take another look at what went down, Brain, involving Hulk Hogan. In the midst of his pose down, he turned right around and he was nailed by the baseball bat of the total package. And there you see the familiar steel chair put into play.
Good, good, good. Like you said, he was doing his pose down. He should be in that ring to wrestle, not to pose.
And you see Hogan in pain, suffering the broken arm, the continued attack by the total package with the baseball bat, as the reign of terror and the string of victims from the total package continues.
And there's going to be a bigger string of victims. It's going to continue on and on and on. Luger's ready. He's ready. Are you ready, Mr. Hogan?
Well, let's hear from the Immortal One himself. Now let's go to Tampa, Florida. This is Hulk Hogan talking about the total package.
You know something, Lex Luger? I've already called ahead, brother. I've already made all the arrangements for you and Liz to be laid side by side in the Bay Area for an eternity, brother. I told Jimmy Hart it had to be done. I told Jimmy Hart I'm the man to do it. And I told Jimmy Hart, yes, I would go one step beyond just to get even for paybacks, brother. That was real cute in the Nassau Coliseum, the way you laid me out with this steel chair, the way you broke my arm, the way the whole arena heard the snap, the crackle, and the pop. That was real cute, Lex Luger. But now, what goes around comes around, brother. So when I go to the Bay Area, the San Francisco Cow Palace, with a broken arm in tow, I'm gonna make sure that I get even. Lex Luger, once upon a time, brother, I was a very bad man, dude. They used to call me Hollywood Hogan, the baddest man in the land. And I used to hang around with a real bunch of bad guys, brother. Not the NWO that you see today, those sissies, brother. The guys I hung around with were mean. They were ruthless, and I was the leader of that pack. I had the biggest mean streak of all. That's why they called me the bad man, Hollywood Hogan. And when I get to the Cow Palace, brother, Hulk Hogan's gonna beat you up real bad. I'm gonna out-wrestle you, I'm gonna embarrass you, and I'm gonna put you in your place, brother. But then when you're down on your knees and you're saying, please, Hulk, don't hurt me anymore, I'm gonna look to my maniacs, brother. And when I look to my maniacs, I'm gonna ask them, do you want to see the transformation? And as my eyes roll in my head, and as the smoke comes out of my nose, I shall transform from Hulk to Hollywood. Then, Luger, you pay the price. I'm gonna rip you limb from limb. And as I sucker Elizabeth into the ring, you'll hear Elizabeth's body snap, crackle, and pop as I break her in half. And as you shake in fear, then I'll turn to you, Flexi Lexi. And as I take your spindly little neck, your skinny little arms, and your flamingo legs and break them into pieces, you'll realize how bad of a man Hollywood Hulk Hogan really is. Because when I come to the Cow Palace, I'm coming to go one step beyond in the Bay Area. I'm coming for paybacks, brother. And what you gonna do when Hollywood and Hulk Hogan destroy you?
Revenge is on the mind of Hulk Hogan, but up next, it's our main event tag team match. It's Terry Funk and Dustin Rhodes to face the unusual pairing of Ric Flair in the total package with Elizabeth. Which legend will not be able to answer the referee's count? Will it be Ric Flair? Will it be Terry Funk? The two square off this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000 in a death match. And we are back on Thunder. Mike Tenay, Bobby the Brain Heenan with you. And it's main event tag team matchup time. Brain, we heard the challenge go down earlier from Terry Funk and Dustin Rhodes. And quite a ringing endorsement from Terry Funk. Terry Funk talking about how he's even more impressed with Dustin Rhodes than he is with his own father, Dusty Rhodes. And you know that Terry Funk and Dusty Rhodes, they've gone down the road many times together.
Yeah, there's a lot of history there between those two. But I'll tell you something. Terry Funk is so off the wall, and Dustin Rhodes, you know, they're both from Texas. I think it's in the water. And they're both so off the wall that anything can happen here. They can go get hockey sticks, basketball. They may pull up the ice. Who knows what they'll do? But there's going to be a fight tonight in that ring, Mike.
The challenge was issued and then accepted by the Total Package and Ric Flair for our tag team main event. And you saw that the Total Package already has the steel chair at ringside with the Hulkster's name and logo on it.
What do you think the chances are, Mikey, that Terry Funk or Dustin Rhodes could be going to the hospital tonight to have a cast put on their arm? He's on a roll, Luger.
Already 5 people in World Championship Wrestling suffering the broken arm at the hands of that man, the Total Package, the latest being one Hulk Hogan. And Hulk Hogan, very outspoken in that interview that we just saw with him in our last segment. No question, Hogan has revenge on his mind when he faces the Total Package. And I also talk about the guts, courage, and determination of Hogan. He's going to bring that broken arm, cast and all, to San Francisco, California in the Cow Palace for SuperBrawl 2000 this Sunday. And here's the Nature Boy.
Well, what do you think Luger's going to do when he hears that Hogan has come to town? Go to some cheap motel and put the dresser in front of the door and hide under the bed? I don't think so. That's the Total Package right there. Lex Luger. There's the Nature Boy.
Talking about bad blood, there's certainly been plenty of it between the 14-time World Heavyweight Champion, the Nature Boy Ric Flair, and Terry Funk. And those two wrestling legends will square off this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000 in a death match. And here he comes, the two Texans, as you called them, Terry Funk and Dustin Rhodes.
Stars of Dumb and Dumber.
Are you kidding? You're talking about Terry Funk, the hardcore icon in those terms.
I have total respect for Terry Funk.
to.
Yes, I do. But I'll tell you, he's a dangerous man, and you can make fun of him all day long. He deserves it. He's the most off-the-wall human being I have ever seen in my life.
The most unpredictable, isn't he?
He certainly is.
And it was part of that unpredictability that led to this match. The challenge made earlier for this tag team main event and accepted by Flair in the total package. And I still can't get over seeing Ric Flair and the total package together as a tag team. Something strange about that.
Well, things are going to get stranger.
A little preview of what we might see this Sunday at SuperBrawl, although not to be contested this match under the deathmatch rules that they will go at this Sunday in San Francisco. Funk off the ropes, puts the shoulder into Flair, and then immediately on him with a series of lefts to the side of the head.
All the young guys in the business should watch this man here. He knocked Flair down. He didn't hit the ropes. He didn't give him another tackle. He didn't strut. He didn't dance. He went and got on him and started punching him in the head.
It's all about following up the advantage, and that's exactly what Funk does out here on the arena floor with Flair. Meanwhile, Dustin Rhodes in the total package in the ring, and Dustin Rhodes connects with a clothesline. Look out!
Uh-oh, you knew this would happen.
Knife edge chop right in front of us. And there goes Flair face first into the broadcast table.
And Funk's going up on top of the table. Mike, I don't know where to go.
There's nowhere for us to go. We're going to try and stand back, and we're going to try and keep our headsets on to call this. Oh, total package over, and we just caught Funk with the right hand that took him down. And there goes the package into the safety rail. Flair and Funk still in front of us, and now...
Am I on?
Yes, you're on.
A little too close sometimes. Ooh.
Flair and Funk continue their battle on the floor. And Flair drives that right hand right across the bridge of the nose of Terry Funk. Now he's going to take him shockingly back into the ring.
Luger has not been in the ring yet, has he? Or Dustin?
Well,
They've been Funk and Flair.
They were in the ring, but unofficially, while Flair and Funk were fighting out on the arena floor. Oh, the knife edge chop from Flair takes down Funk. Now look at this. Ric Flair goes airborne. Up to the top, and Terry Funk's ready for him. Oh, brings him off the top rope and slams him halfway across the ring. To set him up for the spinning toe hold. The legendary moves of Terry Funk. Terry Funk used that spinning toe hold to win the World's Heavyweight Championship.
And Flair used the figure 4 14 times to win it.
And Flair reaches back to put in the tag to the total package. And now you're right, officially in the ring for the first time. And the package puts the boots to Terry Funk.
Hogan's got to be eating his heart out wherever he is right now. You know why?
Why's that?
Because look at Luger. He's got 2 good arms.
You're really happy about what went down Monday on Nitro, aren't you?
I wonder if you'll let me sign his cast.
And now Flair sends Funk into the ropes. Nice reversal. Going to attempt a backslide here. Shoulders of Flair down for 1, 2, and only 2 from referee Charles Robinson. Yep. Prior to breaking the arm of Hulk Hogan, the total package had some very demeaning comments about the Immortal One. So it's going to be payback on 2 fronts, I'm sure, for Hogan this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000.
Well, what do you think? Luger's just going to stand there and let Hogan pound on him? It may be payback for Luger, too. You know, there's a lot of guys in this industry that can't stand Hogan, whether you like it or not. You sing his praises all the time. You and Schiavone and Scott Hudson and the rest of them. You talk like this man was the greatest invention since sliced bread. The man is a great athlete in that ring. I'm not taking that away. The man's a one tough human being. The man made this industry. I'm not going to say anything wrong about that, but he's the lowest form of life I've ever seen.
Well, the reason that we sing his praises is those in-ring accomplishments that you just talked about, that you just detailed for us.
But he's a lousy human being, what I'm trying to get to.
In your mind, he is. High vertical suplex takeover by the total package on Terry Funk. Dustin Rhodes yet to get officially into this matchup.
And he's fresh.
He's the fresh man, and Terry Funk desperately needs to get to Dustin and get him into the battle.
He's so fresh, I can smell him from here. That's right.
Total package with the tag into Flair, and Funk connects with Dustin Rhodes, and now Dustin Rhodes opens up with right hands for both the package and Flair. Flair up and over with the suplex. Now the reversal by the package.
Bulldog!
Dustin's ready, drove into the mat with a bulldog. Gets one, and barely a 1 count before Flair's there to break up the count.
And Funk goes right for him.
And Funk just measuring Flair with those left hands. That's in one corner, while Dustin Rhodes is taking care of the total package. And
wait a minute, Mike.
Oh! Elizabeth with the baseball bat to the ankle of Dustin Rhodes. Oh! And the total package just hit Dustin Rhodes over the head with the baseball bat.
Touch them all. We got a four-sacker here. He just hit himself a home run.
The total package totally out of control as Ric Flair applies the figure 4 leg lock to an unconscious Dustin Rhodes.
Break the leg. Break the leg. More cast. Get more cast. More cement. More plaster Paris.
And there's the 3 count. Ric Flair, out of the figure 4, scores the pin on Dustin Rhodes. But again, a more vicious and more violent total package than we've ever seen before. Knocking Rhodes unconscious with the baseball bat. Now Terry Funk's got a chair. And he's headed over here for who knows what else.
He's got tonight's chair.
Yes, he does. I'm not going to fight him for it. Terry Funk sends the chair into the ring, but look at this. Ric Flair and the total package are backing up.
All the way to San Francisco.
And Terry Funk will face Ric Flair this Sunday at SuperBrawl 2000. Wait a minute, I understand something's going on backstage.
Oh, commish. How's the ankle?
You know what, guys? Let me tell you something right now. You know, you guys play
Take the bass out of your voice when you're talking to the U.S.
Keep your mouth shut, country boy. I don't even like country music.
What do you want?
And I'm not casting biker movies. The deal is this: shut your mouth.
What's the problem?
Shut up,
Kev, man. What's the deal?
I was going to fine you, but guess what? You're not allowed in the Cow Palace. You two are not allowed.
You can't do that.
You're not allowed. Don't tell me what I can do. I can do anything I want to do.
No, they're coming to the show.
No, you're not coming in the building. I'll have security make sure neither one of you get in the building.
Kevin,
you're on your own.
I don't.
You are on your own, buddy.
Slap ass, you don't know who you're talking to. You can't make those guys. You can't bar them.
You're saying as commissioner I can't do it?
The hell you can't do it. I guarantee you can't do it.
Well, how about this, you son of a bitch? How about if I do it as a man?
Oh, well, why don't you get out of that chair, Ironside?
Oh, my God.
I'll see you at the Cow Palace, commish. Why don't you suck on that 6 string?